Good morning, dear students. I am Ms. Navida Sheikh from Brahan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's session, we'll be learning something new and interesting from a science textbook. So let's get started. Good morning, dear students. I am Ms. Navida Sheikh from MCGM virtual class. Welcomes all my dear students to another and interesting session. Today's session will be starting with a very interesting chapter, Nutrition and Living Things. All know that food is very important for our growth and our development, right? So from the very beginning of the day, we tend to eat. We go in the kitchen, we ask what is there, what is being prepared, and we eat it, right? You eat your breakfast, you eat lunch, you eat dinner, you have snacks in between. We eat everything that is available to us, and it is very important also to eat healthy food because it helps us provide us with nutrition, and the process of taking in and using the food for your growth and development, which takes place in living organisms only, is called as nutrition. Now the food that you eat, whatever you eat, is getting digested in your body through the digestive system, and it gets assimilated. Assimilated means it gets the nutrition that is released from the food that you have eaten gets absorbed into your blood, and it goes into your blood, and that blood helps in providing us with energy. ठीक है, उसके अंदर जो भी न्यूट्रिशन था हमारे खाने में वो ब्लड में मिल जाता है, और वो ब्लड हमारे हर सेल के अंदर वो एनर्जी सप्लाई करता है. सो फॉर आवर ग्रोथ एंड फॉर द एनर्जी, this food and nutrition is very important, and the food that you eat are called as food stuff. The food that you eat, it has nutrients in it, all right, like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals. Carbohydrates are present in the rice or the roti that you eat, the pasta or maggies that you eat. It has carbohydrates in it. Then the meat, fish, eggs, the dal, the pulses or the legumes that you eat are rich in protein, which are very important for your growth of your body. Then you have fat, which is present in the ghee, milk, cheese, butter, and nuts that you eat. It has nutrients like fats in it, which are also important in our body to provide us with energy. Then you need vitamins that you get it from fruits and vegetables, and minerals also you get it from the leafy vegetables that are there. And water is present in the food that is prepared to you, or you also drink it along with the food. So these are the nutrients which are extremely important in our body, and they are present in the food that you eat. Discussed about the nutrients. The nutrients that are present in your food, some nutrients are required in a large amount. Those are called as macronutrients, like carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. They are carbohydrates and fats are instant a source of energy to your body, and hence they are required in a large amount. So after you eat your lunch or your dinner, you tend to feel more active. Why? Because you have taken in carbohydrates in a large amount in the form of rice or chapati that you have eaten. So carbohydrates is required in a large amount. Same way, proteins and fats are also required comparatively more than some other nutrients, like the micronutrients. Now minerals and vitamins are required in a very less amount. ओके अगर कोई चीज़ कम अमाउंट में लगती है तो हम लोग उसे कहते हैं माइक्रो न्यूट्रिएंट्स, और जो न्यूट्रिएंट्स ज़्यादा क्वांटिटी में हम लोगों को लगते हैं उसे कहते हैं मैक्रो न्यूट्रिएंट्स. आई विल गिव यू वन सिंपल एग्जांपल. यू ईट राइस एंड चपाती ट्वाइस अ डे और थ्राइस अ डे. ठीक है, कभी कभी हम लोग ब्रेकफास्ट में भी खाते हैं, लंच में भी खाते हैं, और डिनर में भी खाते हैं. तो कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स की क्वांटिटी ज़्यादा लग रही है ना खाने में दिन भर में. Whereas if you try to eat a fruit, we tend to eat only one fruit a day or twice a day. ठीक है, अगर हम लोग बनाना खाते तो एक ही केला खाते हैं ना दिन में, हम लोग 3-4 केले नहीं खाते. So nutrients, or whenever you compare the amount of vegetable that you are eating along with the rice or the chapati that you have, is also very less as compared to the quantity of carbohydrates, right? So nutrients which are required in less amount, Like the vitamins and minerals are called as micronutrients, and the nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins and fats are required in larger amount, and hence they are called as macronutrients. Now, why do you need nutrition? Very simple. It is required for getting energy to perform various activities in our day-to-day life. It helps in the growth of our body. That means when you were a small kid, your height was different, your weight was different, and now you are growing. And that is because of the food that you are eating. Because from the food you get nutrition, and that helps in the building your body. If you tend to get hurt, your the wound that is there tends to heal after a certain period of time. So it helps, nutrition also helps in healing the wounds, or if you have broken your leg or the bones in your body, they also heal because of the nutrition. Suppose if you have fallen ill or any kind of illness that you have, then time also nutrition is required. So in order to prevent it also, हम लोगों को अगर healthy रहेंगे, nutrition अच्छे से लेते रहेंगे, तो हम लोगों को illness और कोई भी बीमारी से हम लोग बच सकते हैं. ठीक है? So in order to get all these things, nutrition is important. Like you have to look at this picture, you see that there are two pictures. In one picture you see the child, you can see his ribs, actually you can see clearly, means he's not getting sufficient amount of food, right? It is. And in the other picture you see that this the child's belly are very big as compared to their body. अगर हम लोग हमारा स्टमक देखेंगे तो हमारा पेट इतना बड़ा नहीं होता है normally, and if it is like this, then it is a case of malnutrition. Now, what is malnutrition? Some you get nutrients, हम लोग जो खाते हैं हमारी डाइट के अंदर कुछ न्यूट्रिएंट्स जो होते हैं वो ज़्यादा होते हैं या फिर बहुत कम होते हैं. ठीक है? अगर एक पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट ज़्यादा है हमारी डाइट में, that could lead to malnutrition. Okay, the big belly that you see, that is because of the overeating of proteins. Okay, and that is also not good for our body. Same way, there are certain cases where children lack basic nutrients like proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins or minerals, and that leads to undernourishment of their body. And that is also a very serious condition that could lead to various types of diseases on those children. So malnutrition is often used to specifically refer to undernourishment, or where the individual is not getting enough calories, proteins or micronutrients. Understand the importance of nutrition and taking proper amount of nutrition in your day-to-day diet that you eat. It is not that you should eat only one particular kind of food. You should eat whatever is prepared in your house, and you need have variety of food and fruits in your diet. So tend to eat everything that is there on your table. Okay, so it helps in various ways that we learn right now, and we move on to the next topic. Understand the mode of nutrition. Now, in living things, nutrition is either autotrophic or heterotrophic. Now, what do you mean by autotrophic? Autotrophic is basically dealing with the plants. The plants are capable of producing organic nutrients from inorganic substances. Means inorganic substances, for example, is soil, air, water. Okay, and they get it sunlight, they get it nutrients from them, and they prepare their own food. That is the meaning of autotrophic nutrition. When you talk about heterotrophic nutrition, animals come in your mind and yourself also, because we obtain organic nutrients by feeding on other living organisms. Okay, so we get it from either plants or animals, etc. Now we will start with the first one, that is the autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition is dealing with plants, right? We have learned this. Autotrophic nutrition किसमें होता है? Plants में होता है. Plants prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. They make use of carbon dioxide gas. They make use of sunlight. They make use of water and nutrients and they have the presence of chlorophyll in their leaf, okay, which helps them to prepare their food, and these nutrients are then supplied to various part of the body for their growth and development. जैसे हम लोगों को growth और development के लिए food important है, same way plants also need food for their growth and development of their body. So in order to prepare their food, they require certain materials like sunlight, carbon dioxide gas, chlorophyll, water, and nutrients from the soil. Okay, so this is how these are the raw materials which are required for the process of photosynthesis. So as we learned that plants need water, minerals also, along with the carbon dioxide gas and sunlight. And here this picture helps us to understand that how the roots absorb the nutrients which are present in the soil with the help of water, and which goes into the plant, and it goes to the leaf, and from the leaf it is the food is prepared with the help of the minerals and the water. Now the leaf is very important part when we talk about autotrophic nutrition in plants, that is through photosynthesis. The plant's leaf have small openings called as stomatas. Now if you just if you magnify it, okay, if you see the leaf under a microscope, you will see these stomatas. These stomatas, they open and close in order to give out oxygen and carbon dioxide. ठीक है, during the process of photosynthesis they take in carbon dioxide through the stomatas, and they give out oxygen gas. They release the oxygen gas through the stomatas also. Okay, so the chloroplast is this green color portions that you see, small structures that you see inside the stomata here. These are nothing but the chloroplast. These chloroplasts are present in the leaves which contain the chlorophyll. ठीक है, क्लोरोफिल के वजह से ही ग्रीन कलर प्लांट्स के लीफ को मिलता है, which absorbs sunlight. They help in converting the carbon dioxide and water into food. Now let's have a look at that. So here let us see about how the chlorophyll and the chloroplast work. As we learned that when we see into the stomatas, you will find chloroplast over there, okay, in the cell. Now this is how the chloroplast looks, and if you further see inside it, you will see that this thylakoids are there, that are nothing but the stack of coin like structures that you see. अगर coin को एक के ऊपर एक रखेंगे तो उस तरीके से structure दिखाई दे रहा है हम लोगों को, ठीक है. They are all responsible for the preparation of the food. That is, the process of photosynthesis happens inside this. So here in this picture you can see the small rays coming into the leaf. Those are the sun rays that are coming in, and the plant, the leaf structure that you see, the chloroplast that you see, they are also absorbing water molecules, and they are releasing energy and the food which they have prepared to supply to the different parts of the plant. What exactly happens? Now when they take in all the nutrients inside the cell, you can see this cell. Okay, we have just expanded one cell from the leaf, and you can see that inside the cell you can see there is a chloroplast, okay, which has which helps in performing this entire function of preparing photosynthesis, where you see sunlight getting inside it, you see carbon dioxide going inside it, you see water going into it, you see minerals and soil going into it, and then this chloroplast is responsible for producing energy and supplying it to other parts of the plant. Okay, so let's see how that the plants prepare their food, right, and it is getting supplied to the different parts of the plant. The leaves are responsible preparing for photosynthesis, and from the process of photosynthesis, whatever food has been prepared is supplied to other parts of the plant. And we also learned that the roots absorb water, and it is going on to the other parts of the plants. But how does this happen? How does this transportation of food and water occurs in plants? Let's have a look at it. That is xylem and phloem. Now the roots absorb water, and this water is carried to different parts of the body, plant body. Okay? Now that is transferred with the help of xylem in the plant which is present. Okay, these are the xylem vessels which carry water from the roots to the shoot. ठीक है, मतलब from the root to the stem and the leaf and the other parts of the plant. Now on the other hand, अब ये फूड जो क्लोरोप्लास्ट बना रहा है वो फूड किसके थ्रू ट्रांसफर हो, that is transferred through another vessel that is there in the plant, that is called as the phloem. So the transport system of plant consists of xylem and phloem. The xylem transports minerals and water from the root to the aerial parts of the plant. The phloem transports the food from the leaf to other parts of the plant. ठीक है, where it is either consumed or stored. Though the plants have a transport system, they do not have a separate digestive or secretory system. Alright, understood? कि जो plant है, you can see they have xylem and phloem which are responsible for transportation of water and food. Remember, xylem carries water and phloem carries food. Now plant produce carbohydrates by the process of photosynthesis. We have learned this. ठीक है, carbohydrates are made from carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Proteins are made from carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. But plants are not capable of obtaining the nitrogen that is present in the air. ठीक है, they cannot directly absorb that nitrogen and use it for their protein production. So what do they do? Let us see that. That is done with the help of nitrogen fixation. The nitrogen that is present in the air gets absorbed into the soil. Okay. Now there are certain bacteria like Nostoc and Anamina. These are responsible for fixing the atmospheric nitrogen. ठीक है, ये जो नाइट्रोजन है ये बैक्टीरिया इसे absorb करते हैं. They are present in the roots of certain plants. They absorb the nitrogen from the atmosphere and break it down into simple substances like nitrates and nitrites which can easily be absorbed by the plants. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है? बहुत simple है. I'll just show you one more image. Idea of nitrogen. Now nitrogen is present in the air. ठीक है, it doesn't, the plants cannot directly absorb the nitrogen. So what do they do is, there are certain kind of bacteria which are present in the roots of the leguminous plants like the groundnuts or pea. Okay, उसके अंदर bacteria present है जो capable है nitrogen को convert करने में simple compounds के. ठीक है, nitrogen is a compound which they break it down into simpler ones which the plants can actually absorb through the soil. ठीक है, so this is called as biological fixation of nitrogen where animals are involved like bacteria. Here this is the actual image of the root nodules and you can see small circular structures onto the roots. Those are nothing but the colonies of bacteria which are there in the root. These bacteria do not harm the plant. ठीक है, ये लोग प्लांट को कुछ तकलीफ नहीं पहुंचाते हैं. दे आर देयर, दे गेट दे आर स्टेइंग देयर, उन लोग को शेल्टर मिलता है, न्यूट्रिशन मिलता है, प्लस वो लोग प्लांट की हेल्प भी कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, सो देयर आर माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स विच ब्रिंग अबाउट बायोलॉजिकल नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन. These root nodules of leguminous plants contain rhizobium microorganism. These microorganisms absorb the atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into nitrates, a compound which the plant can easily absorb. Move on to the next type of nutrition, that is symbiotic nutrition. You must have seen such plants growing onto the other plants trunk. ठीक है, ये जो ग्रीन कलर का पैच दिख रहा है वो कोई फंगस नहीं है. इट इज अ प्लांट विच इज ग्रोइंग ओवर इट. नाउ दिस प्लांट इज नॉट हार्मिंग द प्लांट ऑन विच इट इज ग्रोइंग. ठीक है, ये उसे कुछ तकलीफ नहीं पहुंचा रहा है. what are they doing is they are just using it as to hold their structure over there. They do not have a proper place to survive, so they take shelter in this particular plants. उस प्लांट्स के ऊपर वो लोग ग्रो करते हैं और वहाँ रहते हैं. दे आर नॉट हार्मिंग ईच अदर. Okay, so there are certain funguses also which grow around the roots of some other plants. You can see in this picture. These plants supply nutrients to the fungus. plant are providing nutrients to the fungus and in turn this fungi supplies minerals and water to the plant. ठीक है, जो minerals है वो उसे बारीक उसमें break करता है, it breaks it down so that the plant can easily absorb it and the water easily is absorbed with the help of the fungus that are growing in the roots. So this type of relation where both the plant and both the plants which are there, okay, or the plant and the fungus which is there are getting nutrients and are getting benefits from each other. Such type of nutrition is called as symbiotic nutrition. Here in this picture, you can see that there is a plant and over a plant you see yellow color vines growing over it. Okay, like a creeper. Now these are plant only which are growing onto the other plant. Now this plants lack chlorophyll, means they do not have chlorophyll. अब chlorophyll नहीं है तो photosynthesis नहीं होगा, अगर photosynthesis नहीं होगा तो food prepare नहीं होगा, food नहीं होगा तो they will not survive. So in order to survive, what do is they go around a plant, a healthy plant, okay, and then they penetrate their roots into the stem of that plant. Here you can see how they're penetrating their roots into the stem of the other plant, and from that plant they are absorbing all the nutrients that it is preparing. ठीक है, तो ये healthy plant अपना process चल रहा है उसका of preparing their food and absorbing water, and these plants which are growing around the healthy plant and absorbing the nutrients from them, they are actually harming the other plant. ठीक है, earlier in the uh, pictures, earlier जो हम लोग ने nutrition पढ़े थे, in that new type of nutrition they were not harming the plant, they were benefiting, both were getting benefit from each other, but here one is getting benefit and the other is in loss. तो जो हम लोगों को ये टाइप का जो रिलेशन है इसे कहते हैं हेटेरोट्रोफिक न्यूट्रिशन. इन दिस the plant that grows on the body of the other plant to obtain food are called as parasitic plants. For example, Loranthus and Cuscuta, these are two examples of heterotrophic nutrition. Now there are certain plants which lack certain amount of in the soil. Suppose there is something some nutrients are lacking. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं है कि हर जगह का सॉइल एक जैसा होता है, कहीं पे न्यूट्रिएंट्स अच्छे होते हैं कहीं पे नहीं होते हैं. So the plants adapt according to that, right? So there are certain plants which also consumes other insects. Like here you can see how they are trapping the insects. So you can see it is trapping the snail, you can see it is trapping the spider or a fly. Now such type of organism or such type of plants which eat insects are called as insectivorous plants. Now why do they eat insects? Insectivorous means insect eating. Okay, these plants derive most of the nutrition from the insects that they trap and consume. These plants grow in humid areas where plenty of sunlight and moisture is found, but they are found in the nitrogen deficient soil. ठीक है, वहाँ पर उन लोगों को नाइट्रोजन बहुत कम होता है वहाँ के सॉइल में. So that is why they trap and digest insects to absorb the nutrients. Venus flytrap, pitcher plant and cobra lily are some of the insectivorous plants named. They are often called as carnivorous plants also because they eat other organisms, right? So with this I hope insectivorous plants are also clear to you all. Brings us to the last type of nutrition in plants, that is saprophytic nutrition. Now there are certain plants like the fungi which grow on the dead and decaying organisms. For example, here on the screen you can see that there is a bread which has gone bad. It has got fungus over it, and on the other side you see mushrooms growing on the decaying bark of a plant. So what do these plants eat actually and get their nutrition from? Here also in this plants there is no chlorophyll present. What do they do is they are growing on the dead and the decaying substances. They release certain enzymes, ठीक है, chemical release करते हैं वो substance पे, और वो substance वो जो भी dead organism है जैसे कि bread है जो खराब हो चुका है या फिर कुछ bark है या फिर कोई animal है, उसके ऊपर वो ग्रो करते हैं, उससे अब्जॉर्ब करते हैं न्यूट्रिशन उसकी बॉडी से, और दिस टाइप ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन इज कॉल्ड एज saprophytic nutrition. So here the plants which obtain the food from Dead and decaying bodies of other organisms are called saprophytic plant. Alright. Hope all the types of nutrition in plants is understood to you all. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.
If you liked our video, please subscribe to our channel and do not forget to hit the like button.
Hope this session was quite useful to you. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.